Hey guys, today we're going to be starting a brand new series on the channel called Phantom Forces Gun Breakdowns, where I will be going through a full-blown analysis on each individual weapon in the game from rank 0 and onward. And as you saw by the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the AK12. Now, before I break down the structure of this video, I know if you look on my channel, I only do photoscape videos, but I was thinking about branching out to another genre of game to cover because I've actually been enjoying Phantom Forces in my spare time, and I really just want to talk about it. It's funny too because I used to hate this game because my stupid 13-year-old self thought it was pay to win because high rank guns were better than anything else, and also I was just bad at the game. But honestly, now I realize it's not true for the most part. And every weapon has something good going for it, hence why I'm even making this series. So anyway, I'm not going to stop making photoscape maps, although they might not come out as often, but I just wanted some variety on this channel. Okay, and with that out of the way, let me get into the layout of what these weapon guides will entail. So I was thinking of starting out with some like fun facts, historical background about the weapon, because, you know, well, it's cool to know. Then I'm going to break down the stats, recoil, attachments, playstyle, and then just my overall opinion. It's pretty straightforward, so I hope you guys really enjoy it. And whether you're a veteran or a new player, maybe you too will get some knowledge or entertainment by the end of this video. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, starting with a few fun facts, the AK12 is a Russian assault rifle and is the latest iteration in the AK family of guns. It was made in 2012, hence the name. Oh, bet you didn't know that one. Also, despite it looking like it fires the 7.62 caliber, it actually fires the 545 by 39 caliber. And lastly, the model in the game is actually based on the prototype of the real-life gun, because I guess the devs created it before the weapon was actually updated to like the Soviets and whatnot. But if that statement really messed up your OCD of Phantom Forces models not being updated, well, don't worry, because in the test place they actually have released an updated AK12 model, and it actually looks so cool, man. So yeah, I hope they push that update soon. If any of you gun nerds out there know anything else about this weapon, I'd love to know. You could put that in the comments. Okay, now I think it's about time we discuss what this weapon actually is like in game. So the AK-12 is one of 5 other primaries that are unlocked at rank 0. So you could literally just use this thing right away as you boot up the game for the first time. Damage is pretty average. It does 33 max damage up to 70 studs and falls off to 20 damage at 130 studs, which makes it a 4 to 5 shot kill. Pretty average damage ranges too. I'm gonna be saying average quite a lot because honestly this weapon's attributes are just really average. I don't really know what else to say. I'll elaborate on that later. Anyway, we also have average headshot multi of 1.4 and an average torso multi of 1. So yeah, nothing special here. We get 30 rounds in the magazine. If you played basically any FPS game, that's kind of like the standard magazine size for most weapons. The weapon has a 700 RPM fire rate, which for an assault rifle is, again, average. But it also has a 1000 RPM burst. I'll actually get to that later, don't worry. If we get into the advanced stats, there's a couple more things I want to go over. Muzzle velocity is 2,950, which is actually really good. Actually on the same level of most of the snipers, actually. Penetration is average at 1 stud. As far as handling goes, reload speed is slightly longer. 2.3 seconds for tactical reload and 3.1 seconds on an empty reload. ADS speed, decent. Walk speed, decent. Okay, that was really quick. Let's move on. But now that we have those stats in mind, let's check out the recoil of this weapon. On the screen, I'm going to show the recoil both in the weapon menu and in the game, and if we look at both of them, by default, The gun doesn't kick up that high, and it levels out. Not too bad to control, I'd say. It has a balanced amount of vertical and horizontal recoil, which would make sense considering this is the very first weapon that most new players would pick up, so the recoil pattern would be easy to learn. But if you are somehow struggling with this recoil, I feel really bad for you if you are. I have some attachment setups that can help you with that. My personal setup that I like to use is the TA44 ACOG, but you could use whatever optic you want. T-brake, stubby grip, blue laser, and AP, armor piercing. As you can see with these attachments, now the recoil is very low and controllable. I guess depending on which attachments you use, that other than mine, it will vary depending on what you use. But generally the recoil should be much better to control. But if you don't have enough kills or credits for those attachments, you could also use very low kill attachments such as a delta sight, green laser, angled grip or potato grip, compensator, and the recoil should still be pretty decent. The AK12 does have some unique attachments that can drastically change the weapon and how you play. There are two barrel attachments. One of them is the carbine barrel, which gives you a higher headshot multi and better handling, but worse muzzle velocity and worse damage ranges. Honestly, I would recommend you not use this one. The other one is the bars barrel, which will change the weapon's name to the AK12 bars. So what this does is give you much longer minimum damage range, lower recoil, like really low recoil, a slightly higher headshot multi, and a bit more muzzle velocity. By a bit, I mean like 50 or something. At the cost of slightly lower max damage range, your minimum damage being 19, making it a 6-shot kill at long range, and it also locks the weapon to be burst only. But it's at 1000 RPM, so it's not that bad. As far as ammo types go, armor piercing will give you 1.3 studs a pen, and super armor piercing will give you 1.6 studs a pen, both having the cost of less damage but with a torso multi. In my opinion, either one works, honestly. The AK12's pen, like I said before, is average at 1 stud, so if you're playing on a map like Warehouse, having that extra bit of pen can really come in handy when shooting behind those super thin little wooden walls. Okay, as far as how you should use the AK-12, I don't really have much to say. Because of its very high muzzle velocity, you could comfortably use this weapon out to medium and sometimes long range if you tap fire. However, I wouldn't use this thing at close range because it is a 4-hit kill at close, and also because of its 700 RPM fire rate, it could easily get outperformed by SMGs or shotguns. But if you do actually want to make it good at close range, you can use that 1000 RPM burst that I mentioned earlier, and if you hyper burst it, I mean, you could easily destroy people in close range. If you don't know, hyper bursting is basically syncing up each individual burst to the point where it becomes full auto. So basically the AK-12 would have 1000 RPM, but just note that if you do this, the recoil will get pretty high, so only do it if you know how to control it. If you want to use the iron sights, you can, I guess. I choose not to because I just think they're alright.
I mean, it's alright, like...
But yeah, overall this weapon is just a decent option for all-rounder setups, or just casual play, which is honestly nice for a change sometimes. But as for my overall opinions, I think the AK-12 is a weapon that gets the job done, but it doesn't need anything special going for it. It serves as a purpose as a beginner-friendly, kind of jack-of-all-trades rifle that does a good job introducing players to the game. I do actually think the bars barrel makes it a ton of fun. It gives you more of a challenge being locked to burst, but you also get higher RPM and lower recoil, so that has something going for it. I would actually really recommend this attachment if you like hyper bursting, because the recoil is so much lower than if you would do without it. I don't usually see myself going out of my way to use this gun. Like, oh man, today I want to use that AK12. But yeah, the gun is not great, but it's not complete trash, and you could actually totally pop off with this thing. But if I were to give the AK12 a score out of 10, I think I would give it a 7 out of 10. Would I recommend you use it? That's a mixed bag because the other rank 0 weapons like the MP5K or Colt LMG Intervention have just overall better upsides, but if you want something balanced and with no serious upsides or downsides, then yeah, sure, go ahead and use it. But honestly, and note, this is just my opinion, out of all the rank 0 primaries, the AK12 I think is the worst one. And it's not bad because it's unusable trash, but because it's just the most standard weapon imaginable. And again, it's not a bad thing, but you're not going to excel in any kind of situation or specialize in anything that could benefit you in special situations, if you know what I mean. Yeah, to end off this video though, those were my thoughts on the AK12. I actually would really like to hear your thoughts on it too, and you can do that in the comments below. But yeah, this was episode 1 of the Phantom Forces gun breakdowns, and if you want me to continue this series, let me know in the comments, or you could like or sub to the channel. I think I'll do the MP5K next, but yeah, this video was really fun to make. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did, and I hope to see you guys in the future. Take care.